The most powerful way to make someone miss you is to create space. Being constantly available can make a man take you for granted, but when you give him room to breathe, curiosity and longing naturally grow. Absence isn't about playing games. It's about preserving your self-worth, maintaining your independence, and reminding him that your life is full, exciting, and not centered solely around him. Strategically stepping back, whether physically, emotionally, or through communication, triggers his mind to wonder about you, think of you more often, and crave your presence. Men are naturally drawn to what they cannot fully understand. By maintaining an air of mystery, you encourage him to think about you even when you're not around. This isn't about being dishonest. It's about revealing yourself gradually, keeping him curious, and allowing him to imagine possibilities. Share parts of your life that intrigue him, leave small gaps in your story, and avoid oversharing every detail. Intrigue keeps your presence alive in his thoughts and creates anticipation that strengthens his emotional attachment. To make a man genuinely miss you, he must feel a deep emotional bond with you. Meaningful conversations, laughter, and moments of vulnerability create memories that linger in his mind. When you connect on a personal level, sharing your dreams, values, and even small joys, you leave a lasting imprint. Men often miss the feelings they experience with someone more than the person themselves. By consciously building these positive and memorable emotional experiences, you ensure that he associates you with warmth, excitement, and significance, making it impossible for him not to think of you. Nothing makes a man miss you more than seeing you thrive without him. Confidence, self-sufficiency, and pursuing your own goals show that you value yourself and your time. When a man notices that your life is full, exciting, and independent, he's reminded of what he could lose and the energy you bring into his life. A woman who radiates self-assurance becomes unforgettable. By living fully and authentically, you naturally spark desire and longing in him, making him think of you even when you're not around. The first step to making any man miss you is mastering the art of absence, and this is more powerful than most people realize. When someone is always present in another person's life, they can start to take that presence for granted. Constant availability often diminishes value because people naturally prioritize what feels scarce. When you create space, you're not playing games or being manipulative, rather you're demonstrating that your time, attention, and energy are precious. This scarcity triggers a psychological effect where the mind begins to crave what it does not always have access to. A man starts to notice your absence, to reflect on your presence, and to remember the energy and attention you bring into his life. The key here is balance. It's not about disappearing completely, but about stepping back enough to allow him to feel your absence and recognize your value. Absence allows him to focus on what makes him think of you in moments when you're not there. When you pull back slightly from constant texting, calling, or physical closeness, you give him room to reflect on shared experiences and to recall the way your laughter, energy, and presence made him feel. It's the moments of longing that fuel desire, and desire is what makes someone truly miss you. If a man is always around and constantly engaged, he may not realize the unique impact you have on his life. By stepping away, even for short periods, you give him the opportunity to consider your influence and recognize how special your presence is. Absence creates anticipation, and anticipation is a powerful magnet that draws people back. This strategy is not about neglecting him or ignoring him completely. It's about being mindful of your own life, interests, and commitments, and ensuring that you maintain a sense of independence. A man who sees that you have a full, exciting life will naturally start to miss you because he recognizes that your attention is not something he can take for granted. When you are independent and self-sufficient, you become more valuable in his eyes. He starts to wonder what you're doing, who you're with, and how life is for you without him constantly present. These thoughts generate emotional engagement, making him reflect on the connection you share and the feelings that arise when you are together. Another aspect of mastering absence is being selective in your responses. This doesn't mean being cold or detached, but rather ensuring that your engagement has quality and intention. When you respond with thoughtfulness and authenticity, it makes your presence more meaningful. If you're constantly available for casual conversation or minor interactions, your presence can become background noise. But when you engage intentionally, even briefly, it leaves a stronger impact and lingers in his memory. He begins to anticipate your messages, remember past conversations, and value the moments you share, which contributes to the sense of missing you when you're not around. Absence also allows space for emotional reflection. When a man spends time apart from you, he has the opportunity to process his feelings, appreciate the moments you've shared, and consider what your presence adds to his life. This reflection is a key component of emotional attachment. Humans naturally remember positive experiences, and when you create space, you give him the chance to dwell on the joy, comfort, and excitement you bring. By allowing these thoughts to surface without interference, you enable a deeper sense of longing to develop. This is far more effective than forcing attention or constantly seeking validation, which can create familiarity but rarely leads to genuine desire. It's important to understand the difference between absence and distance. Absence is intentional and purposeful, while distance can feel like neglect. The goal is to create moments where he notices your absence and starts to appreciate what you offer without feeling abandoned. This requires confidence in your own value and trust in the connection you share. By stepping back, you communicate that you are in control of your life, your emotions, and your priorities. This sense of self-assurance is highly attractive, and it makes a man consider your worth more deeply, often leading him to miss you more than he might realize. Absence is also an exercise in patience and timing. It's not about leaving a man guessing constantly, but about creating meaningful pauses in interaction that allow him to reflect. These pauses can be brief moments of reduced communication, focusing on your personal growth, or spending time with your own interests. During these periods, he begins to remember the energy, attention, and positivity you bring, and he starts to recognize your role in his life. The anticipation created by this space increases his emotional engagement and encourages him to value the moments when you are present. Finally, the art of absence involves a mindset shift. You must see yourself as someone whose time and attention are valuable, and who does not need constant validation from another person to feel fulfilled. When you embrace this mindset, it shows in your actions and interactions. A man can sense when you are confident and independent, and this perception naturally makes him appreciate your presence more. By mastering the art of absence, you are not only creating a powerful tool for making him miss you, but also fostering self-respect, personal growth, and emotional intelligence. This approach ensures that your presence in his life is felt deeply, remembered often, and missed genuinely when you are not around. To make a man think of you constantly, cultivating intrigue and mystery is one of the most powerful strategies you can use. Men are naturally drawn to what they cannot fully understand, and when you present yourself as a woman with depth, layers, and subtle complexity, you spark curiosity that keeps him engaged even when you're not around. Intrigue is not about deception or playing manipulative games. It's about revealing yourself gradually and thoughtfully, leaving him wanting to discover more about you. This approach taps into the natural human desire for exploration and understanding, and it ensures that his mind continues to return to you, analyzing and imagining aspects of your personality, habits, and life that he has yet to uncover. Creating intrigue begins with how you share your life. Instead of revealing every detail all at once, choose moments to disclose parts of yourself that are meaningful, interesting, or slightly unexpected. This could be a hobby, a story from your past, or a personal insight that gives a glimpse into your character without laying everything bare. By doing this, you create a sense of anticipation in him. Each interaction becomes a piece of a puzzle that he wants to complete, and his curiosity grows as he tries to understand you more fully. The more he wonders about you, the more he thinks about you, even when you're not present. Another key aspect of cultivating intrigue is your communication style. Speak with intention, pause at the right moments, and avoid over-explaining. Men are drawn to confidence expressed through words and actio. NS. And mystery thrives when there is a balance between openness and restraint. When you answer thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively, it demonstrates self-control and emotional depth. This kind of presence in conversation makes your words more memorable and creates a lasting impression that stays in his mind. Even small gestures, subtle comments, or a playful hint at a personal story can spark curiosity and leave him imagining scenarios, experiences, and moments that involve you. Body language and nonverbal cues also play a vital role in building mystery. The way you carry yourself, the subtle expressions you make, and the way you interact with your environment can communicate confidence and intrigue without saying a word. A smile that suggests there is more beneath the surface, a gaze that draws attention without fully revealing emotion, or a calm presence that seems slightly untouchable. All these elements feed his desire to know you better. Men are often captivated by what they cannot immediately define, and your presence, coupled with controlled and intentional behavior, creates an aura that keeps him thinking about you long after you've left. Intrigue is also reinforced by unpredictability. While consistency in character and values is important, being slightly unpredictable in how you spend your time, share experiences, or express your thoughts can heighten curiosity. If he knows exactly what to expect from you all the time, the sense of mystery diminishes. By introducing moments of surprise, small, tasteful, and genuine, you keep him guessing and maintain the psychological tension that drives desire. These unexpected moments do not need to be grand gestures. Even a spontaneous activity, a new interest, or a change in routine can stimulate his mind to engage with thoughts of you frequently. It's essential to understand that intrigue works hand in hand with authenticity. Mystery is most compelling when it is rooted in who you truly are, rather than a facade you put on to attract attention. Authenticity combined with selective disclosure creates a natural magnetism. When a man senses that there is depth, uniqueness, and genuine complexity in you, he is drawn not just to your presence, but to the idea of discovering the layers that make you who you are. The intrigue becomes a reflection of your individuality, and he begins to value you not only for your external qualities, but also for the mind and soul he senses exist beneath the surface. The power of intrigue also lies in the space it creates for imagination. When you leave things unsaid or subtly hinted at, you invite him to fill in the gaps. His mind starts to imagine possibilities, scenarios, and stories involving you, which keeps you at the forefront of his thoughts. Unlike constant visibility, which can create familiarity and reduce desire, intrigue stimulates mental engagement and emotional investment. Men remember moments that are slightly ambiguous or emotionally charged because the brain processes them more deeply. Each interaction with you becomes more memorable and layered, ensuring that he continues to think of you and anticipate future moments with you. Cultivating mystery also encourages him to value the time he spends with you. When a man senses that your attention is not guaranteed, that your life is rich and full beyond him, he appreciates the moments he has with you more. The combination of absence and intrigue intensifies emotional engagement. He begins to see you as someone unique, rare, and worth investing in emotionally and mentally. Mystery makes interactions meaningful rather than routine, and this quality naturally heightens the sense of longing and desire to connect with you again. Finally, intrigue strengthens attraction over time. Initial physical or superficial attraction may spark interest, but mental and emotional engagement sustain it. By maintaining mystery, you ensure that your presence is not only noticed but also remembered and cherished. Men are more likely to miss you and think of you constantly when your presence feels like an experience rather than just a person in their life. Cultivating intrigue and mystery ensures that your connection evolves from casual interest to deeper emotional and psychological involvement, making him more attentive, reflective, and invested in you. To make a man genuinely miss you, it is essential to build emotional connections that resonate deeply. Emotional connection is the foundation of lasting attraction, and it goes far beyond surface-level interactions or fleeting physical appeal. Men, like all humans, remember feelings more vividly than words or appearances. When you create moments that stir emotions, whether through shared laughter, vulnerability, understanding, or support, you leave a lasting imprint on his mind and heart. These experiences create memories that he recalls even in your absence, and it is these memories that make him think of you long for your presence, and develop a sense of attachment that transcends ordinary attraction. The first step in building a resonant emotional connection is to be genuinely present in your interactions. Being attentive, listening actively, and engaging with sincerity shows that you value him and the moments you share. When a man feels heard and understood, he experiences validation and comfort, which are powerful emotional drivers. These feelings are not something he can easily find elsewhere, and this uniqueness makes your presence memorable. Simple gestures like remembering small details about his life, following up on previous conversations, or showing interest in his passions convey emotional investment. Over time, these gestures accumulate, forming a web of meaningful interactions that bind him to your presence mentally and emotionally. Sharing vulnerability is another critical component of emotional resonance. Allowing him to see your genuine emotions, thoughts, and fears in measured doses fosters intimacy and trust. Vulnerability is not about oversharing indiscriminately. It is about creating moments where he feels privileged to witness your inner world. When a man experiences your vulnerability, he often feels a protective and caring instinct, coupled with admiration for your authenticity. These moments are emotionally charged and memorable, causing him to reflect on the depth of your character when you are not around. Vulnerability encourages reciprocity, prompting him to open up as well, which strengthens the bond between you and makes the emotional connection more profound and compelling. Shared experiences are a powerful way to build emotional resonance. Activities that generate joy, excitement, or meaningful interaction create memories that linger in his mind. Whether it's a spontaneous adventure, a deep conversation under the stars, or a lighthearted moment that triggers laughter, these experiences become anchor points in his memory. The more positive and impactful the shared experiences are, the more likely he is to recall them when he is apart from you. These memories evoke emotional warmth, nostalgia, and longing, all of which are central to making a man miss you naturally. Emotional connections thrive on the quality of moments, not just the quantity, and carefully nurturing memorable experiences ensures he associates you with meaningful feelings. Another essential aspect of emotional connection is empathy. Demonstrating that you understand and care about his thoughts, struggles, and joys builds trust and deepens attachment. When a man senses that you genuinely empathize with him, it reinforces the idea that your presence is comforting, safe, and emotionally fulfilling. Empathy allows him to feel seen and appreciated, which strengthens the emotional imprint you leave on his mind. He begins to associate you with stability and emotional support, and this association makes your absence felt more acutely. Emotional resonance is strengthened by the knowledge that your presence contributes positively to his emotional world, creating an unspoken longing when you are not there. Emotional connections are also reinforced by consistency. While moments of spontaneity and surprise are important, maintaining a steady and reliable emotional presence establishes security and trust. Men are more likely to miss someone who reliably brings positivity, support, and understanding into their lives. Inconsistency can create confusion or reduce emotional attachment, whereas consistent emotional engagement builds anticipation for your presence and reinforces the memories of your interactions. Over time, this consistency transforms into an expectation of comfort and connection, which he deeply values and misses when it is not present. It's crucial to recognize that emotional connection is reciprocal. The moments you create are most effective when both parties are emotionally invested. Encouraging him to share his thoughts, emotions, and dreams nurtures a dynamic where the bond grows stronger with each interaction. When he feels that he contributes to the emotional connection, the experiences become more personal and memorable. This shared investment ensures that he is mentally revisiting these moments regularly, thinking of you, and feeling the absence more acutely. Emotional resonance is amplified by mutual engagement, making it a powerful driver of longing and attachment. Nonverbal communication also plays a role in creating emotional resonance. Subtle gestures, eye contact, body language, and tone of voice convey emotions that words alone cannot capture. A genuine smile, a reassuring touch, or an expressive gaze communicates feelings of warmth, interest, and intimacy, all of which leave a lasting impression. These nonverbal cues become triggers for his memory, allowing him to recall your presence vividly even when you are not physically there. Emotional connections are strengthened when the mind links these sensory impressions with meaningful experiences, ensuring that he thinks of you frequently and fondly. Finally, emotional connection is about creating a sense of significance in his life. When he perceives that you add emotional value, joy, and depth to his existence, he naturally begins to miss you when you are absent. The moments of shared laughter, mutual understanding, and heartfelt conversation create emotional imprints that are difficult to replicate with anyone else. Men tend to reflect on feelings more than facts, and when your presence evokes positive emotions consistently, he finds himself returning to those memories repeatedly. This emotional resonance ensures that your connection is not superficial but profound, making your absence noticeable, meaningful, and emotionally compelling. To make a man think of you constantly and feel your absence, living a life that reflects confidence and independence is essential. Confidence and independence are magnetic qualities that naturally draw attention and admiration. When a man observes that you are thriving on your own, pursuing your passions, and living a life full of purpose and fulfillment, he recognizes your value and begins to appreciate your presence even more. A woman who is self-assured does not rely on external validation, and this sense of inner strength creates an irresistible allure. By living fully and authentically, you communicate to him that your life is vibrant and complete, making your absence felt more profoundly, because he understands that your attention is not easily earned or taken for granted. Confidence is expressed in multiple ways, from the way you carry yourself to the decisions you make. A confident woman demonstrates self-respect, maintains clear boundaries, and handles challenges with composure and grace. This demeanor signals to a man that you value yourself and your time, which naturally increases his appreciation for the moments he spends with you. When he witnesses your self-assuredness, he begins to associate your presence with strength and stability, qualities that are highly attractive and memorable. Confidence makes a lasting impression, ensuring that he remembers not only how you look or behave, but also the energy you bring into his life. Independence complements confidence by showing that your happiness and fulfillment are not solely dependent on him or anyone else. Men are naturally drawn to women who have their own goals, interests, and social circles. When you cultivate a life that is rich and full, he recognizes that your attention is valuable and not automatically given. This dynamic creates a sense of respect and admiration, prompting him to think of you more frequently. Independence communicates that you are in control of your life, capable of navigating challenges and not reliant on constant reassurance or validation. This combination of confidence and autonomy makes your presence a source of inspiration and curiosity, which keeps you at the forefront of his mind. Pursuing personal growth and passions is another critical element in fostering attraction through independence. A woman who invests time in developing skills, exploring interests, and achieving her goals radiates purpose and vitality. This energy is contagious and compelling, encouraging a man to appreciate the dimension of your life that exists outside of your relationship with him. When he sees you actively pursuing your ambitions, he cannot help but respect your drive and determination. The admiration he feels for your self-motivation contributes to his emotional attachment and reinforces the desire to have you in his life, making him more likely to miss your presence when you are not around. Social independence also plays a significant role. Engaging with friends, family, and communities allows you to maintain a balanced life and shows that your world is dynamic and multifaceted. A man notices when you are fulfilled and happy in your interactions beyond him, and this observation deepens his respect and attraction. It also reminds him that he is part of a life that is rich and meaningful, and he begins to associate your presence with positivity, energy, and engagement. Social independence enhances your appeal because it demonstrates that you are not dependent on his presence for entertainment, validation, or emotional fulfillment, which paradoxically makes him crave your company even more. Confidence and independence also influence the way you communicate and interact with him. When you speak with clarity, assertiveness, and authenticity, it signals that you are comfortable in your own skin. Men are naturally drawn to women who have opinions, make thoughtful decisions, and express themselves without fear or hesitation. Your words carry weight because they reflect the strength of your character and the life you lead. Conversations become more memorable and impactful, leaving him thinking about your insights, humor, and perspective. When combined with emotional resonance and intrigue, confidence and independence amplify the effect of making him miss you. Maintaining boundaries is an essential aspect of independence. A woman who understands her limits, communicates them clearly, and enforces them consistently demonstrates self-respect. This not only protects your energy, but also creates a dynamic where your presence is valued and your absence is felt. Boundaries prevent overfamiliarity, which can reduce desire and instead foster a sense of appreciation and longing. By showing that you are not always available to meet every need or expectation, you subtly teach him to recognize your worth and to reflect on the moments he shares with you. Boundaries, combined with a life of purpose and independence, heighten emotional and psychological engagement. Confidence and independence also foster resilience, which is highly attractive. When a man observes that you can handle setbacks, challenges, or change with poise, he admires your strength and is drawn to your stability. Resilience demonstrates that you are self-reliant, capable of thriving under pressure, and unafraid of life's uncertainties. This quality makes your presence reassuring and your absence more noticeable, because he knows that your influence on his life is both significant and unique. The mental and emotional impression you leave through your strength and independence ensures that he continues to think of you long after you have gone. Ultimately, living a life of confidence and independence ensures that your presence is meaningful and your absence is deeply felt. A man will not only appreciate you when you are near, but will also carry the memory of your strength, vitality, and authenticity with him constantly. By prioritizing your own growth, happiness, and self-respect, you naturally become unforgettable. Men are drawn to women who know their worth, live fully, and inspire admiration. And this dynamic keeps them thinking about you, longing for your presence, and recognizing the unique value you bring into their lives.